Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. OG friend of fam Antonio. We are back. I'm sorry, wrong podcast. Upon further review, we saw The Flash, and we hadn't talked about it because we wanted everything to be fresh and clean. Very
Mhm.
outcast like. And yeah, let's talk about it. All spoilers, of course. We got to talk about the thing.
Uh-huh.
Talk about the thing. What was your overall impressions on the movie, sir?
Um, I don't know if this is going to be a popular opinion or not. Why are you laughing, man?
I
Already.
don't know. This felt.
Um, I was slightly disappointed. Slightly disappointed. I felt this movie was all fan service with not a lot of explanation. That's really what I got. I mean, it was, and then how it ended was also like, you didn't think nothing was gonna happen, bro? Really? You didn't learn anything from this whole thing. And I just feel like they was like, look, let's just go ahead and get this movie out the way. You know what it was like? It's like somebody makes a cake, right?
Okay.
And you see the cake, it has the frosting on it, it has sprinkles, it has everything, it makes it look good. Then you cut into the cake and you're like, man, I can't wait to take a bite of this cake. And that cake is not moist, it's dry. It's not really that good. It's like the anticipation was better than the results. That's just my opinion. Like I said,
Nah,
not a
I get
popular
it.
opinion,
I
maybe,
get it.
maybe. But I was just like I was expecting more. And I normally don't go into movies expecting more, but I was looking for this movie to be the bridge into the gunverse. And they basically was like, hey, we're gonna put this movie out here. Here you go. Let's do this. Oh, we're gonna sprinkle this, sprinkle that, sprinkle this, put this there to give people like, oh man, it was great because I saw Christopher Reeves and all this stuff in it. But like I said, if you're gonna give me fan service and you're gonna have a complex story like that, give me some type of explanation on why things are done that way. I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say this may be the worst multiversal movie that is out.
I mean, we gotta. Shoot. Okay. My initial impression. Okay, so I saw this twice. I only paid
Uh-huh.
for it once. I just want to throw that
Ooh,
out there. I only
thank
paid
God.
for it once.
Thank God.
Um. So when I saw it, well, me and my boy saw it because my boy wanted to see it. He
Uh-huh.
loves the Flash. So when we
Uh-huh.
get at the theater, right? He looks at me and says, "Hey, so how you feel about it?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "What do you mean you don't know?" I said, "Nah, like I
Uh-huh.
really don't know." You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, he was really waiting for my answer. So I said, it was very okay. And he said, you know what? I agree.
Yeah, like yeah.
He was like, as a Flash fan, he said, I wanted to love him more, but I just don't like it was. He said it was just all right. He's like, if the Flash wasn't in this, then I feel like I would have really not liked this movie at all. But since I just love the Flash, the character, like that's what really held it up for me. And I'm like, man, like this is just a very okay movie. All right.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw it, like I watched it and there were some things that I liked,
Right, yeah.
and there's some things that just was like totally just taking me out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time I saw it, I was like, man, this is a very unenjoyable movie to me overall.
Yeah.
Like, because I know because you already having it, there's no anticipatory feelings. You already know what's happening next. So
Mm-hmm.
I really went into the second watch and like, man, this really isn't keeping my attention. Like I almost fell asleep several
Mm-hmm.
times.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, yeah, man. Okay. I just want to go over to. I just want to talk about just the overall like reception to this movie and
Uh-huh.
just how layered it is. Because a lot of people don't. Because we speak to our audience,
Mm-hmm.
really doesn't get too deep into the weeds, so to speak, about like what's going on in Hollywood. So I just want to explain what's going on here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Ezra Miller as a person, because that's how they refer to themselves, they are trash.
Mm-hmm.
So they have been committing crimes. And it's been well cataloged. You know what I'm saying? This isn't something new, something recent. He's been wilding ever since they finished the first Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, before they finished the first Justice League, he's been they've been wilding.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Number two, they still been wilding.
Mm-hmm.
They're currently under investigation right now. So so they have a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what the reasoning is or whatever. That's just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And even to the point of like child grooming and like kidnap and stuff like that. So it's not no
Mm-hmm.
little stuff. Like we're not talking about, he's out. No, they are. I'm sorry. Again, I'm very sorry. It's not like they're out, just gallivanting, doing dumb stuff. Like, nah, this is like real legit crimes
Yeah.
that they have been.
Crimes against humanity.
There we go, and not the stupid card game.
Mm-hmm.
So they wilding for real. There's also like another layer to this where you have people who don't not gonna watch it because of that. Then there's
Mm-hmm.
another layer of people who are not gonna watch it because simply Ezra changed his pronouns to they. So there's that whole,
Mm-hmm.
very just weird, I'm going to hate on everybody, regardless if it affects me or not, type people.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have another layer of people who are known as some of our favorite people in the world. And those are the Snyderverse fans
Mm-hmm.
who are going to hate on everything post the Snyderverse era. So technically, this really kind of is, even though it's really just an homage to the Snyderverse, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because we brought back Zod and the World Engine and the whole plot to basically Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So Man of Steel. So then there's those people who, and also there's another layer of people underneath that who hate James Gunn. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Hate James Gunn
Before you go
because
any further with
go
that,
ahead.
I have a coworker who was talking about that, and she was just like, "Yo, James Gunn is trash. He's one of the worst human beings ever." She was like, because she's a Disney person. She was like, "Yo, Disney. Ever since they brought him back to do finish out Guardians, she says I felt like Disney has just gone." Taking some hits, some movies, the stuff that was come out, and she was like, "Bad juju just surrounds James Gunn, and I don't think anything he do is going to prosper." And I was like, "Well, okay." I mean, I was like, okay, because she's a firm believer, as in film sets having a lot of people superstitious around film sets and stuff like that can happen. And she's really not a James Gunn fan, because I was just like, I said, well, thank God DC, I'm saying, well, thank God Warner Brothers have given James Gunn full autonomy to, finally try to correct and do the DC expanded universe correctly. And she was like, I'm out on that. So I just wanted to throw it. Yeah, she was just completely like, yo, I'm out
Yeah,
on that.
so that's what I'm saying.
So
So there are
whatever.
people who just are not about James Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's to me, which is probably one of the even more important aspects of this, and it's WB Discovery themselves. And if you okay, average moviegoer watches the movie and say, okay, this is what they presented to us, and this is what it is. The lead up to this movie, starting back in what month is this? June?
Yeah, this is June. Yeah.
Tony, we've been hearing reports on how awesome this movie ever since last summer.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
You're not like, no. We
So
did
so
we when
they
we did a review. We did like a preview of stuff, and I know we were both. You were like, I was kind of like, I might be able to slightly over. I said a horrible dude, but I just kept hearing stuff. I said I just got to see how this is gonna go, because it's great. And you was like, I feel so bad that I want to watch this, and I remember, that's what you
and
said.
they've been like, yo, they've been hyping, like I'm telling you,
Yes, they've been hyping like
they've been
this is.
hyping this up. And then like 2 months out, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been getting people who basically work for WB or have worked for WB
Mm-hmm.
or work with other people, and they've been like, just throwing floaters or cuts in the movie out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have been saying, "Oh, yo, this joint is awesome. This is the best
Mm-hmm.
movie ever." They even got freaking Tom Cruise, who has nothing to do with Warner Brothers Discovery, basically works for
Mm-hmm.
Paramount,
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Oh yeah, yo, this movie was great." Even got that on Stephen King to say how awesome this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of this. This a very layered, very much. I don't like, yo. It's okay, and for all that to happen, and they don't even bust 70 mil in the states,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Ooh.
this movie costs a lot to make.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is, I really wonder if they best spent their money on what they spent it on. Okay, so
Okay.
let's we jumping around because it's
Mm-hmm.
just the end of the movie, Tony, really feels like they just made that like maybe like a couple months ago.
Like they just called George Clooney and said, "Hey,
Not
we
even not even that.
was."
That I understand. It
Mm-hmm.
was stupid, like, but like that really, I was like, oh, this is how we ended this crap with George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
So this, like you said, this bastard didn't learn nothing the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But not even that. The whole many worlds, many multiverse spinning globes
Okay.
thing and that
Okay.
montage,
Mm-hmm.
yo, like that felt like that felt like an add-on because there was
Mm-hmm.
really no reason to do that or even do it like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
conceptually, I get what they're trying to do. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this deal, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But execution wise, I'm like,
Yeah.
why do I see this CRT tube looking version of Christopher Reeve's Superman?
Another thing,
Like that
people
re-
were really
oh,
pissed. People were really pissed off about that.
I was like,
People were like, "Why didn't they just use
you could
footage
have just used
from
stock footage.
stock footage?" And I mean, God, yeah, it was
It was
okay.
bad.
For the people who might not have seen the movie and not going to see it, but they just want to hear an explanation of what happened. So basically, in the time globe circle, whatever the hell, chrono
Chrono Bowl.
chrono bow trash. You know they have the thing and like the alternate Barry Allen is causing, like, to use a Marvel term, an incursion, a bunch of incursions where all the mini Earths are starting to collapse. And I got it because DC did do a comic series called The Mini Earths, and it's like a shot of like all the planet Earths that were lined up amongst each other. And so the first Earth that you see is a black and white Earth. And we go to the OG Superman from the 50s. I can't think of his name right now for nothing, but he's from the TV show, from the 50s TV show. It's in black and white. He's the Superman looking. And then there's the old school OG
Yeah,
Flash with the Mercury helmet, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And the guy that actually played him in the Flash series is, that played that is running in the middle of the chronosphere like that. Then you see another Earth where that's when you see Christopher Reeve Superman. But it is so AI-ish CGI. They could use stock footage,
And then you see Supergirl from the
and then you see
80s.
Supergirl from the 1986 movie, Supergirl or whatever. A lot of people forget about that movie.
It
Yeah,
sucked, but
it
it
sucked,
made
but
it. They
it
made it.
made it. So you had Superman and Supergirl from the 80s, which is Christopher Reeves and the young lady that plays Supergirl from that movie standing beside each other looking at what was going on in that incursion event. Then you see another sphere that has, possibly the Batman that a lot of people like our age maybe grew up on at first, which is Adam West. You have the Adam West Batman, and you hear like the Cesar Romero Joker laughing in the background. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
In that sphere. And then you have the final sphere where we finally see Nicolas Cage as Superman for the movie that was supposed to come out. It was like what, Tim Burton
Kevin
and
Smith.
Kevin Smith movie, but they did test runs with Nicolas Cage in the suit and everything. You didn't see him at first, his face. You see a
Nah.
Superman fight, and I'm like, who the hell is this long haired ass Superman fighting this giant like
Spider.
super like this giant spider? Like it was like a hippie looking Superman, and then like he destroys the spider, he turns around, and you're like, oh snap, That's Nicolas Cage Spider-Man.
It's the funny part. Like all that is just CGI.
Yeah.
Like that
Mm-hmm.
ain't even really Nick Cage. Like they could have got him to come do the thing for them.
Yeah.
I'm
So you
pretty sure he is wanting a paycheck.
so you ready for a laugh at this? So where the spider came in and everything, I forgot who husband it was who bought the rights to Superman's in the 90s, and he told Kevin Smith, hey, I want you to make a Superman movie, but these are the concessions that I want you to put in there. I don't want to see that suit. I don't want to see him fly. And he has to fight a giant spider. I said, how
Yeah.
the hell are we gonna have a Superman movie where he don't wear the suit? Okay, I could get maybe not having the suit, but he not
Not
flying.
flying is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Hey,
they did. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So they kind of, I thought that was kind of cute or funny that they did pay homage to all that nonsense for that Nicolas Cage supposed Spider-Man movie, not Spider-Man, Superman movie that's supposed to happen.
Guess where the spider went?
Yeah, the spider went
No,
to
no, 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 no.
Wow
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 West.
Wow West. Wow Wow. Yeah, so Will Smith's Wow Wow West, to this day Will Smith regrets, because guess what? Will Smith was supposed to be
Must be in
Neo.
the
Was supposed to be
Matrix.
Neo in the Matrix, but nope. We're gonna do Wild Wild West. You got that horrible version of that song that they took from damn Stevie Wonder with Drew Hill. Me and Rashad know all about that. We played it. but yeah, so yeah, I mean that's what it was. So can we talk about this Chronosphere stuff?
Chrono Ball.
But whatever, fear. But okay, so here's my problem with this thing.
It's not even a bowl,
It's not
yo.
even a. They never explain it. Like, I mean, it's never explained how he got there, how he created it. Because come on, man, okay, so if they were trying to make this kind of be like a play off of the Snyder Cut or whatever,
Yeah.
where we saw the Flash actually go back in time, he reversed time to do what he had to do. There wasn't no Chrono Bowl or nothing like that. It just it happened. But the thing is, they didn't even explain like how he was able to do this or whatever. All I'm trying to say is, oh, he ran past the speed of light. Like, okay, yes, the Flash has done that numerous of times. Like, so I mean, you have to give me more how he ended up there, and then how it looked was ridiculous. It was like a gladiator arena. I was waiting for him to be like, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius,"
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like that part, like I didn't even mind. Like it was like
Okay.
like I that was one of the things I was like, okay, I accept it. And even the facts of how he was running through it, he had to basically run to it, and then all of a sudden he gets encapsulated in it,
Uh-huh.
and then he shows up in basically this. Okay, again, they ain't explain nothing. So when he runs through there, he ends up at a spot where it's basically like all time,
Mm-hmm.
or time that he's trying to go to, or time he
Mm-hmm.
ends up in. It's
Mm-hmm.
not explained because even when because even what sparks it off at the beginning when he's just like angry about life and
Mm-hmm.
his dad. Of course, his dad is in there. He's trying to get him off of out of jail because he supposedly didn't kill his mom, which they
Mm-hmm.
never told us who killed his mom or not. But yeah, so I'm looking and he's running, gets there, and then we see like which ends up being like evil Flash himself later on. Not even himself. The
Yeah.
Flash that he meets, the younger Flash, that's
Mm-hmm.
actually the evil Flash that throws him into his universe
So
to set
everything
the
can
thing
start.
off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and just saying this out loud now, it does not make sense to me because if this already had like he would have okay, I can't think so hard.
I told you, man.
But
It's
either
like,
way, yeah, like he throws him into his universe and it sets off the basically the whole that's the inciting incident for the plot.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, so a couple okay, let's man, we've been hard on this. Let's talk about some things that I actually liked. Okay.
Okay.
The two things that I like the most out of this movie, which happen to be women and not being misogynistic, is Barry's mom
Mm-hmm.
and Supergirl. Those two
Mm-hmm.
things for me worked really well, especially Barry's mom. If they
Yes.
would have actually focused more on the relational stuff, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more for me, like the family stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
it would have really worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl
Yo.
was awesome. Like I love this version of Supergirl. The fact that they basically say this Supergirl just dies every time really made me sad because like she was the best, like really one of the best parts in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
liked it, but I also was kind of pissed. Like, I thought super person is like impervious and stuff. Jesus. I said maybe because it's a Kryptonian spike or something. I have no idea.
I don't know, but like Zod did kill her really bad. I mean, it looked
Yeah,
like it,
yeah,
and then makes and essentially like takes all of her blood.
yeah.
Because her, the code, the codex,
The Codex.
which they did not say in this film either.
Mm-hmm.
They
No,
didn't
they
say
didn't.
codex.
Yeah, it
Um,
says like the blueprint of Kryptonia is in your
yeah,
blood or
yeah, yeah,
something like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They didn't say the codex. Anyway, yeah, that like I really liked a I don't really care about this a whole lot super person. Like I
Yeah.
love that aspect. Even
Yeah.
though watching it again, like her like heel turn to being good was kind of like it was rushed.
Yes.
It really feels like they could have like there was a whole lot of story there that they just say, you know what, we don't have time for
Mm-hmm.
this, and it just got chopped out because they had to add that stupid ending to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, when she went, I felt every bit of that when she was like, "Where is Kal-El?" And he was like, "Oh, we caught the ship and we got the kid." And she was like, "Where is he?" And it was like, "Yo, we were trying to find the blood to find the imprint of Krypton." She was like, "Where is he?" And she was like, "Yeah, I mean, we just said." Then when she was just like, "What did you do?" And he was like, "Yeah, it didn't. The baby ain't make it, yo."
He said,
And
the infant didn't
the
survive."
infant didn't survive.
It's like, damn.
She lost. And I mean, I felt like that was one scene I really did because that goes to show you that she really did care about that baby. And of course, being
Yeah,
part of the
because
House of Ale
and
or
she
what.
was supposed to like watch over him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "What did you do?" She snapped. My man said, "Yeah, the infant didn't survive." And she lost it and proceeded to, I mean, for my anime fans, she that was like when Vegeta finally snaps and daggum, not my Bulma, and he starts to fight and stuff, but still lost in the end. So yeah, yeah. Um, I want to say I did like the scene in the beginning with him saving the babies and everything at the hospital.
Them babies look like trash. The babies look
The
like the
babies
babies
did
from
look
the
like
dancing
trash.
baby commercials.
From Blockbuster, you talking about the Blockbuster dancing baby? Remember that one? The give it to me, baby. That from the yeah, they did look
Or like
horrible,
the
but
E Trade babies.
oh yeah, yeah. But I liked the scene. I thought the scene was pretty,
The
dope
scene
and
was
everything.
interesting, but like, yo,
Yeah.
like it's funny, man. Like my boy said, did they just cook a baby?
Yes.
They put the baby in the mic, like he put the
My
baby in the microwave, and also put a baby in a piss pan. I'm like,
yeah. A newborn baby at that.
Like, why are we making these choices? Like we had so many other choices to make,
Yeah.
and they said, hey, we're gonna kill him with these jokes. I'm like, dog, that just again, it took me out too early. I'm like, a
Yeah.
microwave?
Yeah.
So, and when it was happening, I said, I know they're not about to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when they get to the bottom, the microwave
Ding.
dings. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it ain't even
Even
no
plugged up.
electricity. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, yeah. I guess another thing I like, I know this is an extremely unpopular opinion. Extremely unpopular. Sorry, mine. I was happy to see Affleck as Batman again
me
because
too.
Ben Affleck is, besides Keaton, of course, Affleck is like my favorite Batman because I think he looked he okay. George Clooney looked like Batman in the suit and everything. Horrible movie. I think he could have been a good Batman, but it was just a horrible movie. But I feel Affleck embodied Bruce Wayne and Batman at the same time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because
At the same
Christian
time,
Bale was
which
definitely all Batman, no Bruce
yeah,
Wayne.
yeah, no Bruce Wayne or whatever. So I was happy to see Affleck as Batman, and I was cool with seeing the gray blue suit. I thought that was you know what I'm saying, that was pretty dope. And then too, it was like an armor too. It was like plated armor
Yeah,
plated
yeah, yeah.
and
He
everything.
looked
So
like he was ready for
yeah, and
battle.
the bat cycle was dope as hell too. The bat cycle was extremely dope that he was using in that. And I mean, like I said, they did a lot of things to let you know that this was the Snyderverse. Of course, Gal Gadot came as Wonder Woman to help, you know, save the day. You didn't see his face, but you knew that was Henry Cavill's Superman when he was trying to stop the volcano, you know what I'm saying, from
Using
erupting.
laser beams.
Right. Don't get me started. And then on top of that, you know, they when he got into a certain time, when he got into the alternate timeline where you saw Cyborg, did they just forget about this dude Cyborg? Like,
Nah, man, they don't care about the actual actor because because he was telling y'all that hey, um, what's that dude that redid Justice League?
Snyder.
Nah, the dude that came in for him. I can't.
Uh-huh.
He also made Avengers. Josh,
Wheaton,
yeah,
Josh
Josh
Wheaton, yeah.
Whedon. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. He was trash on set, and he was trying to tell people, and they got upset, and it was like, nah. And then he made because remember, like a couple of summers ago, he made a real big deal out of it. Like he was really going super hard, and he basically got
He's been blackballed, it seemed like.
definitely been blacklisted. The only thing,
Yeah.
because the only other thing he's been in is like I think he's in Rebel Moon with Zack Snyder. So ain't nobody really down with him because he said, look, Negro, you making too much noise for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but he was right. But sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like you get this righteous indignation and don't
Mm-hmm.
want to really listen. When he got his point across and could have kind of, he could have reeled it in and then could have been still being able to make money. But he was like, forget it, man. Like I don't even
Mm-hmm.
care. But I mean, stand by your values and morals.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the facts, okay. I really got annoyed with Alton and Barry. Like his
My guy.
like I get it what they were doing, but like after a while, it just was too obnoxious for me.
It was I saw somewhere where somebody was like, yeah, Ezra was the only one that could do this. And actually, they said he was basically playing himself. That's what some, they said, yeah, this seems like Ezra just, they were like, go out there and be yourself. Okay. And he actually went out there and did, yeah, yeah. And he was like, what, 19, 18 or whatever.
Yeah,
And
he was like a freshman in college.
oh my
Yeah.
God, it was so annoying. And you would think at some point they would tell him, all right, they would write it to where they was like, all right, you see that how this dude is brooding. It's a reason why he's acting this way. You get these powers. I understand at first wild out and everything, but when you come back and realize I need some help with this stuff, yeah, no, they just kept him being an annoying,
I don't
obnoxious
like
asshole.
I get it. Like I'm not even really mad at the direction or the writing. The writing was, I mean, for what they were trying to do, I get why they wrote it like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even how you can tell that they rewrote a lot of stuff that they
Mm-hmm.
had originally. Because I'm pretty sure whoever saw early cuts of this movie, this is not the same movie they saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even really mad at that. Again, that bottom level I talked about of WB Discovery of them met. That's why the whole Snyderverse was messed up anyway because they interfered way too
Mm-hmm.
much. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure BVS wasn't Zack Snyder's second choice for his second movie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's definitely not a
It doesn't
second.
even make it.
Yeah.
It never made sense.
No.
So those two like even though his betrayal was annoying, like I understood it, I just didn't. After a while, I was like, it was annoying to me.
Yeah.
But him going back and forth with himself was he did a pretty decent. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
they did a pretty decent job with doing that.
Can I say about one thing?
Go ahead.
The explanation of how I guess the multiverse works in the D and whatever universe this is, whatever, absolutely was just like, what? So basically, what? how Michael Keaton, or as I call him, Michael the Big Lebowski Keaton, had had portrayed it. He took a spaghetti, you know what I'm saying, an uncooked spaghetti noodle, said, I guess this is your timeline right here. And he was saying, hey, you went back in time and you changed something. But this time, but over here, it already was like that. So because it was already like that, and you went back in time to cross the fix it, you crossed it up. And I was like, huh? And he was like saying that so the past it happened regardless, but now it's crossing over. I was just like,
There was
I was
a phrase he used. I cannot remember what it was,
uh-huh.
but basically he was saying that because you change because you change something, not
Mm-hmm.
only does the future change, but the past also changes as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he said basically because you're doing this, this is also throws off any other universe as well.
Right.
So
Because
that's
he
why
said
you
that past already happened,
yeah,
and it's cross and he said if you
and
do it
it's
enough,
intersecting. It's after a while, it may be a clean intersection, but eventually they're gonna start bumping into each other, and it's when you get spaghetti. Hence,
uh-huh,
explaining this whole
the spheres bump.
worlds colliding.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they gave an explanation for it, but when you're watching it, because since you're so taken out by the random cameos that they had, you almost
Yeah.
forget that they explained this. That's why in real time watching it was like, why why are we doing this like this? And you're like, oh, okay, because of the whole explanation that that Batman gives them. Also, I nothing great with this movie to me is the overuse of Batman's theme. Like after a while, I'm like, yo, how many times we gonna hear the
Doom,
daggone
doom, doom,
the daggone Danny
doom.
Elfman theme? Like every time, he comes in. I mean, even like so that last battle, which was a pretty good sequence to be honest. Like the
Yeah.
last battle they had,
Uh-huh.
I like that sequence. And every time Batman shows up, they switch it to his theme.
Yeah.
And they switch back and forth like maybe like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
And like every time he shows up, you gotta hear his theme. Like it just
Yeah.
was whack to me because we jumped from having like a regular ass song, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, and then jump to his theme music. It just was
Mm-hmm.
to me, it was very jarring
Yeah.
because the Flash's theme is actually a pretty decent theme, but
Mm-hmm.
since they don't give it no play in the movie, you
Mm-hmm.
don't even hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So those things for me was like why was they making
Why?
these choices? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So let's talk about the ending real quick. We talked about the thing with the incursion type thing or whatever, and then you know, alternate Barry was trying to my it seemed like he'd been doing this for eons because my man had long gray hair, and every time he kept getting a piece of shrapnel or whatever cut to him. And and that's when you had the three Barrys. You had Prime Barry, you had young Barry who kept trying to go back in time to fix things, but he was still himself. But then you had evil Flash that was, doing the thing. And then young Flash realized, like, hey, I need to stop this. And he basically sacrifices himself to kind of get things back in order.
He
And have
sacrifices his universe.
his right, he sacrificed his straight up universe. Like he just let everything fall apart or whatever. So then Prime Barry Flash says he needs to go back and make things back right because he says things have to happen in this order. So like basically his mother has to die or whatever. And so he takes the crushed tomato cans back out of the cart that he put in there so she could stay alive all this time. And he says it was a heartfelt goodbye. I felt that
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever part,
yeah.
right? That was
Like I don't like. I'm like, yeah, but like, I'm not hugging no random dude in the
right.
grocery
Yeah, that
store.
was weird. Yeah, definitely not going to happen. So then he puts the can back. Then he realized it's a camera because the whole thing was that Bruce Wayne was able to fix the camera to clear that his father wasn't there when his mom got killed. And he says, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." He changes it where he puts the tomato cans at the top so you can see his face. And I'm like, bro, did we not learn nothing? Like, if you change anything, like your father has to be in jail. Sorry, it sucks, but your father has to be in jail. So he goes, his father is acquitted. It seems like everything is cool. He got a call from Bruce, and he's like, "Oh man, Bruce, everything is straight." I'm like, "You don't recognize that that's not Bruce's voice? That's another thing right there." And then all of a sudden, Bruce Wayne comes out the car, and it's the George Clooney Bruce Wayne Batman. By the way, George Clooney smooth as hell, man. He did look smooth as hell coming out there. And then, you got Barry Allen. Well, who the F are you? And then it just fades to black. And I'm like, let me get the hell about this TV. I said, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm going to wait and see. And he set through the credits. And what did you see? You saw that universe's Aquaman being a belligerent drunk, and it brought nothing to what was going on. So, like I said, the movie to me was full of fan service, fanboy service, and stuff to make you be like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember this. Oh, Michael Keaton Batman. Oh, they brought all the Batmans from the '90s together, and they were all there, and this is that. They got Gal Gadot there. She was. It gives you the fans. Christopher Reeves. Oh my, Adam West. They. Oh my God, the Nicolas Cage Superman. It gave fan service. It was full of fan service with really not a lot of substance to the movie. And like you said, a lot of stuff seemed like it was just put there just to be put there. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of, I guess, what was supposed to be the Snyderverse, and hopefully the end of Ezra Miller.
Thank God, man. Like, I just want to let everybody know, if you were super hard Snyderverse, you were very annoying for the past 5 to 7 years. I'm just saying, man. Like, you're probably great people,
Yeah.
like in real life, but
Yeah.
online and on Twitter, you guys sucks, and you guys were insufferable at times, man. Like,
the only thing
come
I give
on.
y'all credit for is them releasing the Snyder cut.
And that's only Tony, because I could have got that 4 hours back in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the most superfluous, excessive,
Right.
full-on Snyder. Like, I hope on Netflix when they do Rebel Moon that he has a really, really strong editor that says, "Nah, man, we not putting all this crap in here," because
Yeah.
he needs an editor. You know what I'm saying? He needs somebody to say, "Hey, bro, we
Yeah.
can't do all this. It don't even make sense. It looks
Right.
amazing, but it's
Right.
narratively stupid." Okay, we don't
Yes.
need 80 slow-mos of Jason Momoa and people and Icelandic girls singing to him as he walks into the ocean.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Flash, not a great
Mm.
movie. Very
No.
okay. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? RIP to the DCEU. Long live the
Yeah.
DCU.
Mm-hmm.
Starting 2025. The dude who directed this, Andy Muschietti, will also be directing the Batman Bold and the Brave.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, the Blue Beetle, even though it's not a movie from Gunn,
it's supposedly the
that
first one.
it's supposedly
Whatever.
the first character that will be part of his
We'll
universe.
see it. It does.
We'll see.
It's gonna be very inconsequential. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put that out right now. I
Mm-hmm.
love the trailer though. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all we got, man. We'll be
Yeah.
back Wednesday, man. Secret Invasion.
Yes. Almost forgot.
I ain't
This
forget.
hopefully this will cleanse our palate of the Flash. See y'all later.
Peace.